Hey, it's Janelle Waz and welcome back to another episode of Waz Reviews. There's no denying that the Sega CD and FMV go hand in hand. Sega was known for experimenting in the FMV, or full motion video format, with their Genesis add-on system, while other companies were pursuing 3D rendered graphics. Guess which one won out? Nevertheless, the Sega CD's library is full of some unique and wacky FMV games. This one that I'm about to talk about is one of the wackiest. Wirehead was an FMV game released in 1995 by the Code Monkeys and was one of the last games on the Sega CD. It was published by Sega and, wait a minute, MGM? You mean the company that was behind classic Americana like Rocky and The Wizard of Oz is behind this? Oh, we're definitely in for a classic. This is another game that comes out of my friend's collection. We played it a few years ago and I remember it being a rather unique experience. Not quite sure what I mean? Well, keep watching. You're about to experience Wirehead.
Man, you're killing me! I don't believe this guy!
We start in a typical neighborhood with a rather atypical average family man. This is Ned Hubbard. He's a loving husband, a father of 2 kids, and he's a 20-something history professor at a high school? Well, gee, thanks, game, for making me feel ancient. Anyways, Ned's a pretty typical guy except for one thing. There's a wire coming out of his head, which comes equipped with a controller that controls Ned's every move. Now, there's nothing I can say to adequately prepare you for what you're about to witness, so I'm just gonna let this scene play out a little bit.
Package for Ned Hubbard.
That's me.
Yeah, buckle up. That's probably one of the more normal scenes in this game. A rather confused UPS lady hands Ned a package from the doctor who saved his life, Dr. Oha. It's a tape! That's right, it's 1995. VHS is the future, baby!
Unsurpassed color, L750 or T120, only $7.99.
Apparently Dr. Oha had been kidnapped, his staff killed, and now Ned's next.
In the meantime, I've got someone watching over you with my
Hey,
controller.
how you doing, Ned? Just as the tape finishes, 2 men in suits conveniently show up at Ned's door, claiming they're from the FBI.
It's no big deal, just a few routine questions about Dr. Oha and his staff. But I don't know where he is. How did you know he disappeared?
Ned knows he screwed up. Check out his status in the corner of the screen. Adrenaline surge detected, hyperventilating, remote control active. Oh, that's me. I better get ready to help Ned.
I have to go.
And this is where the game starts. Gameplay is pretty simple, but I can summarize it in 3 simple letters. QTE. That's right. Quick Time Events. Even though the 1999 Sega game Shenmue was largely responsible for the rise in QTEs, a couple of Sega games experimented with the idea pre-Shenmue. Off the top of my head, in Wirehead and the Masked Rider Kamen Rider Z-O. Wirehead may not be 100% like a traditional QTE game, but it's pretty close. The game plays out much like a movie until you reach certain decision points that require you to quickly choose what you want Ned to do. Using your Sega Genesis controller, you use your directional pad to move Ned to various areas, or during a fight scene, A to punch and B to kick. Ned will respond to your input, which can either continue the game or end badly for Ned. You get 3 batteries in the game which act like continues, with a couple of lives per battery to make mistakes. If you make a mistake, the game keeps track of the dead-end decisions so you don't have to repeat them the next time around. Once you run out of batteries, it's game over. Ned ultimately meets his end and it's in the newspaper. You end up restarting the game quite a bit, but you have the option to skip scenes you've already been through. But back to the story. Ned is holding back the would-be FBI agents, but he can't stay there forever. He bolts left. He bolts right into the kitchen. He bolts out the back door to the garage with a couple of getaway options. Let's see. A car, a little girl's bike, or a skateboard. Well, I think the choice is obvious. Okay, let's be serious here. We're trying to save Ned's life, and a little girl's bike just isn't going to cut it. He needs to get away in the most efficient way possible. Why, the skateboard, of course! The skateboard ends up being the best way to escape the not FBI, but depending on the route you take, you'll need to avoid certain obstacles, like this lady carrying groceries.
Hey, lady, watch out.
These guys carrying a sofa. This lemonade stand. And all while avoiding cars full of fake FBI agents. All joking aside, the way to escape Flowers by Irene is to have Ned ride off this construction ramp, fly into this random lady's Jeep, and have her take off. You see what I mean about having nothing to say to prepare you for this game? Ah yes, the trope of hero gets away and frustrated goon smacks the roof of his car in frustration. Classic.
Are you insane?
Yeah.
Ned's escape is rather short-lived, as the goons are still after him. But Ned's at the airport, so let's ask this guy when this flight is leaving. Maybe we can buy a ticket.
Thank you.
Or that. Well, for the time being, Ned is safe. And in business class? I mean, he's got his own phone to call home.
Grab the kids and leave the house right now.
Ned, are you okay? Remember, the doctor...
Sally, go now.
But who's this? Looks like some hottie's eyeing the newest passenger traveling alone, and Ned's testosterone is surging. Ned, what the hell? You're married! So this Dana Scully cosplayer is putting the moves on our very married with 2 kids hero who just got off the phone with his wife when the flight attendant calls him. Apparently they think this nerdy guy with a nerdy vest and nerdy glasses is a murderer. Ah, it's always the quiet, nervous ones, isn't it?
I have an idea. Let's hide in here.
Oh no, lady, I know exactly what you have in mind! Taking out a knife to finish off Wirehead. What did you think I was gonna say?
Never mind. I don't want to know.
Well, we can't exactly follow her, so we'll take the next logical option.
I can't jump out of a plane!
It's not lost on me that there is no way that A, Ned would be allowed to open the plane door like that, B, that both of them wouldn't immediately be sucked outside, and C, that Dana Scully is able to look out over the plane that Ned jumps out with her hair in somewhat order. Luckily, Ned grabbed himself a raft, acting as a parachute and, well, a raft. Luckily, he landed in a river.
Hey, you're good.
But without his glasses? But even so, his eyesight is good enough to see that his day is about to get worse.
Waterfall! Help me out! Ah! You gotta help me!
Do I have to do everything for you? Yep, just when you thought this game couldn't get any crazier, there's a bear. Okay, play dead? And Ned lives to see another day. A mysterious stranger wanders into an old western town. He's looking decidedly less nerdy without his nerdy glasses and nerdy vest. The local law enforcement is out looking for a nerd with a wire protruding from his head. Better do a quick change, just in case. Well, hello, mysterious, handsome stranger. Ned finds himself in an Old West bar. What should he do to blend in? Take a ride on Bubba Bacon's ride? Maybe talk to the ladies at the bar. After all, it's not like Ned's married or anything.
Hey there, little lady.
Okay, let's talk to the other ladies at the bar.
Howdy.
Nice hat.
Thank you.
Where'd you get it?
And the ladies are loving Hunky Ned's new hat. However, it's not his.
That's my hat. You know what we do with hat rustlers?
Uh-oh, combat mode activating. Even Ned's like, really? Well, his royal hatness just landed himself in prison. No word on who his phone call was to, but he's got a visitor, the lovely Laura, a reporter. She informs the sheriff that Ned is innocent and that the real killer is out to get him. Sheriff's like, nah.
You just don't understand. These men are paid assassins. They're going to kill you, him, me, anybody to get to him.
Now, you listen here, little Miss Reporter. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but I know this. Our prisoner is safe.
Oh yeah, let's not take a threat to everyone in that room, including a prime suspect in a murder, seriously. The sheriff and his deputy can take on 2 paid assassins. Pfft, yeah. But the lovely Laura's got a plan.
Care for your dehydration.
Open the cell.
Well, that escalated quickly. But it works and Ned is out of prison. But the assassins are here and at the front door. Well, better sneak out the back. With a testosterone surge detected, Ned has the option to pick a rickety old wagon, with terrible results, a motorcycle, or a random Jeep. After the debacle that was the little girl's bike, let's go for the random Jeep. After all, Laura suggested it.
Let's take the Jeep.
However, during the resulting chase, I opted to make Ned ignore most of Laura's suggestions.
Go right! I told you to go right back there, but you don't listen to me.
We're cornered.
Go left. No, go right.
I'm going in a circle.
We find Dr. Oha safe in a safe house. Basically, Dr. Oha explains that after Ned's accident, he reconnected his brain with electrodes to save his life.
And now you're quite normal.
Well, don't know if I say that.
That's why the goons are after Ned. They're literally after his brain.
Brain control. It's the dream of every fascist dictator in the world.
But Dr. Oha's safe house isn't so safe, since Dana Scully, or Heels as she's actually called, finds it.
House cleaning.
Ned, Laura, and Dr. Oha escape out the back window and disrupt a wedding to get away. Here comes the Wirehead, all dressed in blue. Now, you can do this car chase scene correctly and completely bypass the next part, or you can mess up and either explode or take into the lab of Admiral Forrest?
Are Vulcans afraid of humans?
That's right. In addition to his appearances in various Star Trek shows, most notably in Star Trek Enterprise, Vaughn Armstrong was in Wirehead with... Is he trying to do an accent?
Brain surgery is one thing. Knowledge extraction quite another.
Dr. Slitcon, oh who am I kidding? Admiral Forrest is only interested in Ned's brain and not the hunk in the well-tailored shirt that stands before him.
Noah only wants you for your mind. He can't appreciate the woman inside you.
As Ned is pushed towards the operating table, combat mode is activated. Hopefully Ned's learned his lesson from before. Oh, what a hunk. Action hero Ned must get Dr. Oha and Laura to safety, which involves making his way through the facility with various paths that will result in being captured or the goons being thwarted and they make their escape. Whether you go through the lab escape or do the car chase correctly in the first place, the result is the same. Laura gets a call from her editor.
Would you like to tell me what's going on?
If only I could. If only I could. Basically, the bad guys have Ned's family, and they're going to be killed unless Dr. Oha is delivered to them at the shipyard. Oha is willing to make the sacrifice, but Laura, in her infinite wisdom...
Are you crazy? Do you really think that SlickCon is just going to say, oh, thank you very much, and let you walk away?
You know, she may have a point.
This maniac has got my family.
Well, how often does the modern man have a chance to save his family? Well, Ned's going to do it with the help of Laura, and I must say, Ned's looking pretty hot right now. He went from nerdy, unassuming guy with a wire coming out of his head to hunky action star who's going to save his family from those who would seek to harm them. With the help of Laura, of course. And all it took was for him to lose his glasses and nerdy vest in exchange for a nice-fitting shirt. Hot damn. So Ned and Laura sneak onto the boat where Ned's family is supposed to be kept. And I'm assuming they somehow know that this is the right boat because that would be embarrassing. Ned and Laura stealthily move through the boat. Hey guys, how's it going?
That little rat's starting to get to me. When I get my hands on that little freak, I'm personally gonna rip his eyes out. I'm gonna take that wire. Hey, you watch me.
This way.
I love this game. And Ned finally finds where they're holding his family.
When are we gonna go home?
Shut up, kid.
Shut up, kid.
Laura gets a bright idea to get the guards away from Ned's family. A little old-fashioned sex appeal.
Hey, Brad, look at this.
Oh, Ned, if only you were single and real. Uh-oh, Dana Scully is back. Man, this game's got everything! And stopping about 30 feet from the boat, seriously, do you guys want to be captured again? Laura tells Ned that they need to get out of there. Yeah, no shit. Ned doesn't want to put his family into any more danger, and Laura says they can take the just married car and go to the police while she and Ned go to her editor to break their whole bat poop crazy story. So what mode of transportation are Ned and Laura taking? Why, a motorboat, of course! Ah, those Jurassic Park for Sega Genesis memories are just flooding back. And a successful getaway. But now we're faced with another getaway choice. Clearly I'm going to go with the dune buggy.
Oh, Ned, come on, not again.
Come on.
I must be crazy.
Are you insane?
Yeah, it's about at this point in the game that you realize the most ridiculous option is usually the correct option. Look at it this way, Laura. If you survive, you'll have a story that no one can ever top at a family function again. But now we've arrived at the Times, perhaps the most generic name for a newspaper ever.
Cannot believe that we made it here alive.
Well, believe it, baby, because you're in Ned Hubbard's hunky action hero hands now. Oh no, Emerald Forest is back.
I believe we had some unfinished business to attend to.
Charlie, throw that man out of here.
But just in the nick of time, Dr. Oha arrives with the police in tow. No, not to arrest Ned, although with all the speeding and evading arrest, it probably would be justified, but to arrest the Admiral.
That was for me.
What a man. And there's even a happy ending for Charlie the security guard.
He'll be just fine. Take him to the hospital.
Laura, Dr. Oha, Ned, and the entire family make their way to the editor when an uninvited guest Vulcan neck pinches and cartwheels her way into the editor's office. With a deadly heel, mind you. Alright, Ned, it's time to protect your family from Dana Scully one last time.
Wow, Dad, that was awesome.
Oh, Ned.
It's all right, I'm all right.
Ned saves the day, and Dr. Oha finds himself a new patient.
I think I can save her. Call an ambulance.
But why, Doctor? She's been trying to kill us.
There's good and evil in everyone. It's just a matter of what buttons you push.
Yeah, I saw The Enemy Within.
I have some new technologies that will increase her performance and response time considerably.
Great. Just what we need, a female Wirehead.
We see Ned at a press conference for being the hero that he is and the hunkiest Wirehead alive.
My family's waiting for me. I'd like to try to relax and just get back to normal. Thank you.
Oh, he's so dreamy. And the credits roll, and in the background, a conversation between Ned and Laura is heard, addressing some of the plot holes of the game.
Who is it that you keep turning to and addressing?
What are you talking about?
You keep turning around and talking to this person and asking for help.
That was Oha's, plan to help me. I mean, that's my override.
So Oha, you're talking to Oha?
No, it's not Oha. No. It's, we'll call it the person, the player.
To be honest, that plot hole is the least of anybody's concerns.
I'm sorry that I took the wagon, the Jeep, the skateboard, the Zodiac, and I rode the pig.
And that's Wirehead, giving nerds hope that we too can be hunky badasses one day. But how is this game really? The game controls are short, sweet, and to the point. Just follow the on-screen prompts. There's a couple of times you might have to press a button twice that might not be obvious, but it's a very rare occurrence. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. 5 out of 5. It doesn't get any easier than this. The game's appearance is limited by the Sega CD's capabilities. The video quality is grainy, and I would love to see a remaster of the game with a less grainy version of the original footage. I doubt it would happen, but man, that would make me a happy Waz. On the plus side, the interface does its job, and it's pretty simple. 3 out of 5. Points off for the graininess, but points for the easy enough interface. The story is absolutely wacky and ridiculous, and it only adds to the enjoyment of the game. I'm not expecting a deep story, and the fact that this is so bad crazy only heightens the experience. You'll never be bored with this game. 5 out of 5. Don't at me. Learning curve? There's next to no learning curve for this game. Just follow the game's commands when it appears on screen. 5 out of 5. Even though the story doesn't change much, there's still replayability value in Wirehead. Maybe you took the Jeep this time, but what happens if you take the motorcycle the next time around? Or what happens if I don't take the dune buggy? Heck, even replaying this game to see some of the bad endings is worth it. There's so much footage put into this game, and it's worth replaying just to see some extra ridiculousness that you missed the first time. 5 out of 5. Just replay it already. That leaves Wirehead with a 23 out of 25, or 92%. Is this game on the same level as Shakespeare? Absolutely not. Is it deep and examines the human condition? No, not really. Should it belong on a top 100 video games list? Well, if that list is for the Sega CD, yes, but otherwise probably not. Nevertheless, I had a great time with this game. Wirehead is cheesy, ridiculous, and over the top, and I loved every minute of it. Admittedly though, I had to heavily rely on a walkthrough during the second half of the game just to get through in a reasonable amount of time. After all, this game is on loan and I didn't want to take a long time to collect footage. But part of the fun of Wirehead is the trial and error of it. Even if you fail, you're still rewarded with some hilariously cheesy moments. This game is kinda hard to find, and I'm glad to have a friend who owns this game so I could experience it for myself and tell you all about it. If you have the opportunity to play this game and you love cheesy action movies, do it. You'll love it. So what about you? Have you experienced Wirehead? Did you love it? Did you hate it? And what are some of your favorite FMV games, whether on the Sega CD or another system? Please, leave a comment below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Waz Reviews, and perhaps one of these stranger episodes of Waz Reviews. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends! Until next time...
Thank you.
Okay.